up or down, and it's harder when they're up at my level on the point, okay? I don't know what page that's on. 161? No.
Which one are you doing?
Cervical?
Cervical quadrant. We're going to do the cervical and then the
156.
lumbar.
Yeah, 156.
156. Okay, so Sperling's or cervical quadrant is testing what?
Nerve roots and intervertebral foramen.
Good. So intervertebral foramen. You can also get a little bit of facet in there as well because we're going to compress the facet, so we put an axial compression force through there. So we can get all that information from this one test if we want to. So it's really easy. She's sitting up tall like this, and I bring her back into some extension and side bending on the side that I want to test. And I put my hands up here like this. It shows them clasped like this in the book. And I'm just going to push down, straight down like that. Okay? In the book it looks like they're pushing out this way, but then what you're doing is activating all this musculature. It's an axial compression, so it's straight in. Okay? And what's a positive sign for that? The reproduction of their pinky point. Okay? So if we really are dealing with an intervertebral foraminal narrowing and nerve root irritation, then we get stuff going down into the shoulder or down into the arm. And if we just bump it and come back up, then it's just very phasic. It's a little zing that goes down. So we're looking for
and
that.
it would be on that side.
This side. Okay? So that's the cervical quadrant test. The cervical distraction is testing for what?
Cervical mobility.
Okay? And so it'll actually show us a couple different things because we're going to draw them up. We're going to do like a traction. So if they have pain at rest, even a radicular pain, and by doing this maneuver that goes away, then we know that that's the foraminal and nerve root irritation stuff. If as we pull up, the pain increases, we get an increase in pain or a new pain, that's usually ligaments or joint capsules around the facet joint because we're stretching those. Okay? It's pretty straightforward. Don't lift their head up here. Okay? Because that brings it right through the temporomandibular joints, and then it doesn't take much before you have irritation there. Okay? So we're grabbing the mastoid process back here. There's a couple different ways to do it. You can either do this, or you can do this, or you can do this. I prefer to do, just go ahead and bring your head back a little bit like this. I prefer to do this. And I just bring her up a little bit like that and just bounce her a couple times. It doesn't take much. You don't have to pop her head off. I'm just unloading her on those mastoid, on the mastoid process, pulling her head up. Okay? Another way to do that if she is up there high is I can get down like this and bring her up like that. You're just unloading that just briefly and seeing what happens. Okay? And then vertebral artery, is that the third test? Okay. Let's go ahead and lay down like this. And this tests for vertebral artery compression. Most likely place that's going to happen is somewhere in those foramina that are in the transverse processes of our cervical spine. Okay? So what we have her do is, I'm going to support her head. I want you to scoot down towards me. So your head comes off the table. There we go. Perfect. Just like this. Okay? And she has to trust me, right? Okay. So I want you to relax. Let me do all the work. What I'm going to do is bring her down into some extension, down here about 45 degrees or so. Bring her into a lateral bending like this, and then rotate her to the same side. So on this side you can see how everything is just stretched. I'm stretching that artery through the entire vertebra. Okay? I just want you to count backwards from 30. Make sure that she keeps her eyes open. I'm looking at her eyes. Make sure that there isn't any nystagmus. I'm listening for a complaint of tinnitus from her, diplopia, dizziness. I'm listening to how well she's talking. If it fades away and I lose her at 10, I'm in trouble. Okay, good numbers. Okay? That's how we do it. And then we can do it the other direction as well, testing both arteries. Okay? Scoot back in. So that's as hard as that needs to be. But it's tricky because if they've got neck pain, or they've already got dizziness issues, or anything else that we may suspect is going on, having her bring her head off the end of the table is a leap of faith for some people. So make sure that you have good control of that, because all it takes is once jouncing it around and they're not happy with you. Okay? Questions on those? Those are the 3 cervical tests that we're going to do, right?
Correct.
Okay, let's go ahead.